The Fair Play Award goes to Katie Nageotte and Holly Bradshaw. In Oregon, Holly's pole snapped during the warm-up, and almost immediately Katie ran over to make sure her friend was unharmed. Hurt, Holly withdrew from the competition, and a flurry of abusive messages targeting her spread across social media. But just like on the field of play, Katie offered support.
Is she okay? The pole flies off in the background. It's the injury, but also her confidence, and she looks a little bit upset. Holly is still competing, but there is no doubt she will be shaken by that.
The hardest thing was, it's never happened to me before. It's something you can't ever prepare for, and it's just a big shock. So when I landed in the box, not only did I hurt my back, hurt my wrist and my hamstring, and goodness knows what else I hurt, it was just a big shock. It was a big adrenaline dump. I was very, very upset, very shook up. And you know, whilst my husband and my coach and my brother-in-law were in the crowd, they can't come running onto the field of play. So to have Katie's face pretty much pop up 5 seconds after it happened, you know, I don't expect anything like that to happen, but I absolutely know it's Katie's character. So for her to be there, help me, was massive. And it wasn't just in that moment. We sat at the back of the runway, you know, she was still competing, trying to qualify for a home world champs final, but she was chatting to me, trying to make me feel better. And I think the standout thing for me was texting her that evening and saying, well, thank you so much for helping. And she said, you know, we are friends first. That, you know, no doubt in her mind was she going to help. And that's the overriding thing for me, is her kindness and generosity, which again, it's not something you expect, but I know coming from her and the person she is, that's just exactly what she would do.
I think the reason I wanted to address those negative comments online is just, first of all, Holly is the toughest athlete I've possibly ever met. She will flip off a pole and just come back the next jump and clear it. So for her to pull out of a competition, especially a world championships, no one would ever do that. But it's also just ignorance around our sport. It's kind of insulting to the sport as a whole when they say, oh, she only fell 2 feet, like she's really milking it. Like, do you not understand the laws of physics even a little bit? Like, because when you break a pole, I mean, it'd be like taking a metal baseball bat and hitting it against a metal pole as hard as you can. I've seen so many injuries from it. And so it's just, if nothing else, I want to teach people about the sport.
It took me 6 years to learn how many variables, and I was doing it every single day, so that no one should be expected to understand. But it's just having that almost like realization that what you're saying at home and posting it online really does affect a person, and it's affected me a lot in the past. And luckily I am a pro athlete now, and I know how to deal with it. But I think it is so important to still speak out about it, that it's not okay. Putting it online, putting it in the domain does so much damage. And I think it's hard for the person it's happened to speak out. It could bring on more kind of hurt, more comments that kind of spiral out of control. So for Katie to stand up and speak out about it is very important. It's important for other people to do that. And I think it just shows how genuine our friendship is.
If you think about, let's say, sports media or sports history, this kind of social media haters, right? This is a new phenomena. And I think the committee and the jury felt that this kind of unwanted, unnecessary, undesired criticism by people who really don't know what's going on need to be called out.
I mean, I think this award is so important for the next generation because for me personally, I've always wanted to show that you can be a fierce competitor and phenomenal at what you do and still be a good person and still get along with the people that you compete against and not be a mean competitor. It's more important for me to be remembered as a decent human being than a good athlete. And if I can have both of those, then that's great. There's this misconception that you have to be, you know, mean and selfish to accomplish your goals and cutthroat. And there is an element of that is true, but not at the cost of other people's feelings. So I am just happy that I could be a part of this to show people that you can be a good person and that kindness is what we need more of going forward in this world. So if I could show a little bit of that, I'm really happy that I could do that, and to share it with Holly is pretty awesome.
I didn't win anything this year, unfortunately, but to win this, I'm very, very proud, very happy, and kind of like what Katie said, it's all well and good. We all want to win medals, which is great, but I'd rather be remembered for being a good person, a kind person, a nice person. And I think being rewarded with this kind of award is very humbling, and I'm very grateful. I think Katie's got her award there, and so have I. But yeah, I think, let's show it.